Should students be rewarded for good behavior? In this video, I'm going to share why I think that they should and give you 3 types of rewards you should use in your classroom. Let's get started. I'm Rachel and I share tips on how to run an effective and efficient classroom so that you not only survive, but you thrive as a teacher. There is a lot of debate going around the teacher online community about whether or not students should be rewarded for good behavior. Some say that students shouldn't be rewarded for things they are expected to do. Some say we should only focus on intrinsic rewards and not extrinsic rewards. I personally believe that intrinsic motivation can only come from within and cannot be affected by other people. It doesn't matter who tries to motivate me. If I don't make the choice myself, no friend, no teacher, no coach, nobody can change my mind unless I want to do it. I also believe that intrinsic rewards are a part of life. I get a paycheck to do what I do. I like to reward myself with Starbucks or a pedicure at the end of a long week. I am motivated by rewards. And what works for me may not work for you. I personally also think that's where teachers get confused. What works for one teacher doesn't always work for another. What works for one student does not always work for another. And I've even had where what works for one class doesn't work for another class a different year. Different people are motivated in different ways. That is why it is so important that you get to know your students. You build those relationships at the beginning of the year so you know what will motivate your students. Because once you figure out what really motivates your students, then you start to see progress. There are 3 types of rewards that every classroom needs. The first is a whole class reward. Sometimes collectively, your students do an amazing job, whether they persevere through a difficult test or they get a compliment from another teacher. You should reward your students. You can do something as simple as a 5-minute dance party, or have like a compliment jar where they build up to get so many little fuzzy balls or links or whatever you want it to be. Extra recess, it can really be anything that would allow your whole class to benefit from doing a great job. The second thing is if you have your students grouped, have some sort of group reward, whether it's a trophy at their table because they had the best teamwork all week, or the golden broom because they had the cleanest area all week, special seating, whatever kind of thing you want to do to celebrate that group of students working together. And then individual rewards, because sometimes you get stuck in a group or a class where there's one student who just can't seem to get it together. Rewarding your students individually is a great way to recognize their good behavior, their hard work, whether it's free time, visit another teacher, a positive note home, a special pass. There are so many different ways you can reward your students. So I'd love to know what motivates you. For me, it's Starbucks or a pedicure. I will do just about anything for that. What motivates you? Let me know in the comments below. And also, I'm thinking about doing a whole video of how I use Class Dojo and a class store to reward my students. So let me know if you'd be interested in hearing about that. And make sure you subscribe and turn the notifications on so that when I do post that video, you know when it's posted.